respect to men is love. Like, men don't feel loved if they don't feel respected. And your job as a woman is to make them look good.
Yeah, she hit the nail on the head with that one right there. I'm telling you what, there is no doubt about it. That woman knew exactly what she's talking about. Because if a man is not respected by the woman that he loves and he cherishes and he works his ass off to take care of, well, he doesn't feel like she loves him. And I want to tell you something. He doesn't feel like she loves him because she doesn't. I saw that video clip and I thought, I know several guys that this applies to. So I called him on the telephone. I said, "Hey, man, why don't you give me a few minutes on a Zoom call because I'd like to talk about this." And I called them individually, of course. And each one said, "Man, I can't do that." I was like, "Why not, brother?" He's like, "Well, I just can't." I said, "Are you worried about what people will think about you?" He said, "Fuck no." And actually, all of them, that's their exact response. "Fuck no." I said, "What is it?" He said, "I don't want my wife thinking I don't respect her." He said, "It would be disrespectful for me to go on camera and talk about how little respect my wife shows me." He said, "I'll never," and they all said the same thing, almost verbatim, "We'll never disrespect our wife that way." I said, "Tell me something. If I were to call her, would she go on camera? Would she worry about disrespecting you?" They all said, "No, she wouldn't give a shit because she doesn't show me any respect." And I'm going to tell y'all that just broke my heart. It really, really broke my heart because I don't live that life. I'm one of the very fortunate few who has a wife that respects him. My wife calls me 2 or 3 times a week. You know, I'm out on the road. I'm driving a truck over the road, cross country, going to Canada and shit like that. And I'll be gone 2 or 3 weeks at a time, usually 3. But my wife calls me 2 or 3 times a week, and I'll answer the phone, and I pick up the phone, and I'm like, "Hi, baby." And she's like, "I just wanted to call and say thank you." "Well, thank you for what, honey?" "Thank you for working so hard." But there's so many women who don't do that. And I was talking to one of my buddies, and I'm not going to call him by name, but he's going to know who I'm talking about whenever he watches this, and he will watch it. He told me, he said, "Man," he said, "you know, in 17 years of being married to my wife, she's never one time said thank you for the hard work you do." And I'm gonna tell you, that broke my heart, man. That really broke my fucking heart. I can't imagine what it would be like to go through life loving someone who doesn't love you back. Now, she tells him she loves him, but she doesn't show him that she loves him. You know, I mean, I'm sure they have a halfway decent nightlife together, but that's not love. Sex has nothing to do with love, man. Making love does, but sex isn't it. That's not where it's at, man. You can see it in a woman's eyes. You can hear it in her voice. You can even hear it when she doesn't say anything. When you're sitting on the couch after a good night's supper, and you glance over and she's just staring at you, and she's got that look. Not that look that says, "Oh, we're going to have fun later tonight, baby." No, that's not the look. It's a look of admiration. You know, that same buddy of mine was telling me, he said, "Man," he said, "I was out for 2.5 weeks. Got to the house and had a couple extra days off." And he said, "I was looking so forward to it, you know, and college football was playing, and, you know, out here on the road, you don't ever get to watch any sports." And anyway, he was watching a college ball game, and this was just this past weekend, past Saturday. He's watching the college ball game, and she came in and sat down on the couch. He was telling me about it. She picked up the remote and just changed the channel. Put on some bullshit. I don't know what show she put on, but the way he said, put on some bullshit. And he just looked at her. And she looked at him and said, what? This is my show. Now, this man has been out for 2.5 weeks, busting his ass every day, running 600-700 miles a day, 750, throwing chains, throwing straps, tarping loads. And he does it so that his wife can stay home and not have to work. And she can't even show him just the smallest amount of respect. And I asked him, I said, tell me, what'd she cook you for supper? And he said, fuck, I don't remember the last time she cooked me any supper, man. I was like, dude, are you for fucking real? He said, she'll cook her something. You know, she'll go heat her something up. Or he said, hell, I'll go to the bathroom and come back, and she's gone to town. She comes back and she's got a burger and fries. I said, oh, she go pick up dinner for you. He said, no, picks up dinner for her. I'm on my fucking own, man. And I asked him, I said, brother man, why you fucking stay? He said, I married her for better, for worse. He said, I'm just waiting on the better part. And I'm going to tell you, if that's not sad, I don't know what is. Now, there's going to be some ladies probably who will comment on this and say, oh, man, you think it's a woman's place to, you know, barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen? No, man. I think it's a woman's place to respect her man. And if he's respecting her enough to get out there and work his ass off, work himself to an early grave to take care of her, she can reciprocate that respect. I believe it with every fiber of my being. Now, do all men feel that way? You goddamn right. Do all males feel that way? Probably not. And I'm going to say probably not because there's a lot of males who never become men. And in truth, they don't deserve any respect. Now, I want you to think about that real hard, real hard. There are so many grown males who have no idea what being a grown man is. But there are a lot of grown men out here who work. And all they ask for is a little respect from the woman they love. And you ladies, y'all know who you are. Let me tell you what's going to happen. No, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't need one. I've got a lot of years watching people, seeing what happens. One day you're going to be looking on the TV, and then you're going to look at your watch, or you're going to look at the clock on the wall, and you're going to say, I wonder where my husband is. And an hour later, you're going to be, well, that son of a bitch should be home by now. And an hour after that, you finally pick up the phone and you dial that number, ... He answers the phone and you say, where the fuck you at? And his response is going to be, not with you anymore. You don't want that to happen. Respecting a man is so easy to do. So easy to do. And it doesn't make you a weak woman. Actually, it makes you far more of a woman. Anyway, that's my 3 cents plus another dime's worth. Hey, I love all of you. I truly do.